Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. Let me get a let's go, champ to the top of your lungs. You ain't never seen that like me. That's right.
That was Shannon Briggs' war cry, and on October 16, 2010, it echoed through Hamburg like a battle drum.
Best that ever did it. I'm asthmatic, two-time heavyweight champion, and that's mine for Saturday night. And nothing can happen. Ain't nothing. He can't beat me. I already died 10 times.
Briggs had chased the Klitschko brothers for years, crashing press conferences, shouting at interviews, even chasing Vladimir's car down the street just to demand a fight. And finally, he got one. But what happened next wasn't just a boxing match. It was a public reckoning. Vitali Klitschko, Dr. Ironfist, didn't just beat Shannon Briggs. He broke him, piece by piece, until the only thing louder than Briggs' trash talk was the sound of Vitali's punches landing. This is the story of the night hype met reality. The night Briggs proved his heart was as big as his mouth, and Vitali proved why he was one of the most feared champions of his era. Shannon Briggs was never just a fighter. He was a force of nature. Born in Brooklyn, battling asthma as a kid, he turned to boxing to fight for his life, literally. Briggs' story was one of survival. He became heavyweight champion in 1997, knocking out George Foreman's last opponent and carving his name into the division. But by the late 2000s, Briggs was an outsider. He wasn't ranked, wasn't promoted, and wasn't being taken seriously. That didn't stop him. Instead, he made himself impossible to ignore. He turned trash talk into an art form. He stormed Klitschko pressers, screamed, "Let's go, champ!"
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
In lobbies, on boats, at weigh-ins, everywhere Vitali and Vladimir went, Briggs was right behind them.
With that, I'd like to introduce Shannon Briggs Saturday night. That's what they want to see.
Fans loved it. Comment sections still talk about how satisfying it was to see this loud, muscle-bound challenger finally get his shot. Some wanted him humbled, others secretly hoped he'd shock the world. By fight week, Briggs looked like a comic book superhero, shredded, bald-headed, 260 pounds of muscle, and swore this was destiny. "I already died 10 times, he said. "Saturday night, nothing can happen. Nothing. He can't beat me." But Vitali Klitschko was no ordinary champion, and as the cameras rolled, Briggs was about to find out the difference between calling out a king and stepping into his kingdom. If Shannon Briggs was the storm, Vitali Klitschko was the eye of it. Silent, unshakable, and absolutely deadly. By 2010, Vitali wasn't just a champion. He was the champion. The man who had returned from a 4-year layoff and picked up right where he left off, mowing through contenders like Samuel Peter and Chris Arreola without dropping a single round. Fans called him Dr. Ironfist for a reason. Vitali wasn't flashy. He wasn't wild. He was precise, efficient, and terrifyingly consistent. When Briggs finally cornered him into a fight, Vitali didn't play into the circus. At press conferences, while Shannon shouted, flexed, and taunted, Vitali just smirked. He'd seen it all before. Trash talk didn't rattle him. It only gave him a bigger target. At the weigh-in, the contrast was almost cinematic. Briggs looked like a comic book villain, veins popping, barking across the stage. Vitali, in a loose tracksuit, stood still, hands behind his back, almost bored. He wasn't there to talk. He was there to perform surgery. The German crowd felt it. The tension wasn't just fight hype. It was a sense that something violent was coming. Briggs' confidence was infectious, but Vitali's calm was unnerving. It was as if he already knew how the story would end. Fans watching back now say Klitschko looked like a man about to teach a lesson. And he did, not just for Shannon Briggs, but for every loudmouth who thought they could talk their way into a title. When fight night came, the roles were set. Shannon was the roaring lion. Vitali was the quiet executioner. And the moment the bell rang, you could see it in Vitali's eyes. This wasn't going to be quick. It was going to be clinical. October 16, 2010. O2 World Arena, Hamburg, Germany. The lights dimmed, the crowd roared. Shannon Briggs marched to the ring looking like a man who had trained for war, not just a fight. He flexed, shouted, pounded his chest. Vitali Klitschko didn't so much walk to the ring as glide, calm, expressionless, like a surgeon stepping into the operating room. Round 1, reality check. From the opening bell, Vitali took the center of the ring and immediately dictated pace. Briggs came forward throwing wide hooks, but Vitali's jab was a spear. Pop, pop. Each one snapped Shannon's head back. The loud challenger who had barked all week suddenly had to focus on surviving the first 3 minutes. Rounds 2 and 3, the systematic breakdown. By round 2, Vitali was in rhythm. That legendary 80% plus connect rate jab was on full display. Briggs' guard? Too low. His feet? Too slow. Every time he tried to fire back, Vitali was already gone, slipping, resetting, punishing him with another 1-2. Fans watching now still comment, Briggs had no defense. He was catching punches with his face. And it's true, Klitschko was surgical, and the damage was adding up fast. Rounds 4 to 6, the punishment builds. Briggs' left eye began to swell. His corner begged him to move his head, but he kept coming forward, kept eating shots. Respect has to be given here. Most fighters would have folded. Briggs just bit down on his mouthpiece and walked through hell. Vitali, for his part, wasn't reckless. He never went for the kill. He simply dissected Shannon, punch by punch. Rounds 7 to 10, borderline brutal. By the 7th round, the arena was tense. Commentators were openly asking if the fight should be stopped. Briggs's orbital bone would later be confirmed as broken, his bicep torn, his eardrum ruptured. And yet, he would not go down. Round after round, Vitali landed at will, and Briggs refused to give the fans the knockout they expected. Round 12. The bell and the mercy. When the final bell rang, Briggs raised his hand like a man who had just survived a natural disaster. He hadn't won a single round. The judges scored it a landslide for Klitschko. But the story wasn't in the scorecards, it was in the punishment absorbed. Shannon Briggs left that ring black and blue, literally hospitalized but standing. Fans debate to this day whether the fight should have been stopped.
Really good man.
It does.
Big, huge heart. So big.
Some say Vitali carried Briggs, choosing to punish rather than finish him. Others argue Shannon earned respect that night, proving his heart matched his mouth. When the fight was over, the real pain was just beginning. Shannon Briggs was rushed to the hospital with a broken orbital bone, a torn left bicep, and a ruptured eardrum. His entire arm turned black overnight.
And he looked at my arm, and at that point it was totally turned black.
Fans who had begged for a knockout were now questioning whether the fight should have been stopped earlier. And then something remarkable happened. Vitali Klitschko visited Briggs in the hospital. The man who had just spent 12 rounds dismantling him came to check on his opponent. Briggs later said, "He came to see me Sunday morning. Shows how much character he has as a champion."
And this was Sunday morning, and he, which shows how much character he has as a champion, to take time out to immediately come to the hospital to check on me. It shows you how much character he has as a champion.
That moment changed the way many fans viewed Vitali. He wasn't just a cold executioner, he was a sportsman. A champion who respected the man who had taken everything he had to give. Briggs' last stand. Briggs would take 4 years off before returning with a new look. Bald head, hulking physique, and an almost cartoonish obsession with the phrase that would define his comeback. "Let's go, champ." His wild antics made him a fixture in the early influencer boxing scene, mentoring the Paul brothers and injecting personality into a new era of YouTube boxing. As for Vitali, he fought just 4 more times, defeating Derek Chisora and Manuel Char before retiring for good at age 41. He left the sport as one of the most statistically dominant champions ever, and then entered politics, becoming mayor of Kyiv and a symbol of Ukrainian resilience. Looking back, this fight wasn't just about a title defense. It was about humility, heart, and survival. Fans still debated in comment sections. Was Briggs too brave for his own good? Did Vitali carry him, or simply respect him enough to let him finish on his feet? Whatever the answer, one thing's for sure. Shannon Briggs left that night without a belt, but with something he wanted just as badly: respect. And that, more than anything, is why fans still watch this fight over a decade later. That night in Hamburg wasn't just a fight, it was a test of will. Shannon Briggs didn't win a single round, but he won something far greater: the respect of fans who had once called him all talk. And Vitali Klitschko? He left the ring not just as champion, but as the calm storm that proved greatness doesn't need to shout. Who do you think showed more heart that night? Briggs for staying on his feet, or Vitali for holding back when he could have ended it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe for more legendary boxing moments.